For the lunge with rotation, use your racket. The reason that I'm going to get you to do that is I want you to be long and strong with your arms, no bend. And when we are turning, keeping your badges facing the strings. So as I lunge forward, badges, follow the strings and come back. It's important to do that and not just do a windscreen wipe arm, because you can see my badges have not turned. So it's really important we get that turn through that upper back and not just slide the arms across. To add weight to the exercise, we can either use a dumbbell, a med ball, or a plate. So for the half kneeling exercise, ideally we're going to be using a dumbbell, pressing this to the sky. Elbow wants to be just around 45 degrees as we punch that overhead, and when we finish, you ideally want your arm to be lining up with your bicep. If you've not got a weight handy, then it's going to be banned, but again, make it difficult. So the shorter that this length is, the harder the press will be. So again, make that difficult. If your hardest band is not tough, then add multiple bands. Side plank, side lifts, again, really important. Nice clenched fist, working the forearm, pushing the ground away so we don't end up in this position. Feet stacked on top of each other, lift up. We're going to drop the bottom pocket just before it touches. We're going to lift up. So I'm constantly pushing through my forearm so that I'm targeting my core muscles and not the shoulder. If you're really struggling with it, then you can go to a half side plank to do that. So the group will walk out, start on the heels, and every time I want you to crush the floor as hard as you can. Then lift up. You're going to slowly walk the heels out, keeping the toes facing forward as far as you can. You must stay in the hamstrings and not in the back. Walk them back in, come back down. Ideally, you're still crushed. Relax the crush. Crush again, lift up, small steps out, keeping it in the hamstrings. Walk it back in, keep the crush as you come down, and then relax. Face pull again, make sure you've got plenty of tension. Start with thumbs up, keeping the elbows high, row, and then slowly back in. Make sure we initiate the first part of the movement with the shoulder blades and pull into this high position, rather than pulling from the elbow and then that position of the shoulder shooting forward. So nice wide back position. Pulling high, slowly back under control. So engage the core first, then you're going to be using your glutes to lift your legs, bring your shoulder blades together, then reach out, bring them back in, and then relax the position. It's important, again, to use those shoulder blades to pull the shoulder blades back before we go. Don't rush the arm movement, slower is better. For the step up, almost feel like you're in kind of a narrow, high side plank, because what I want to do from there is push, keeping this knee in line with the shoelaces up, and then reaching that foot diagonally away. So up, under control, reach it out diagonally. Main thing is we keep that knee in line with the shoelaces throughout. I'm going to have my forehead on the floor, arms outstretched on top of this mat. So this might be a book or a towel fold up. And then from that position, making sure I'm lifting from the shoulder, and then I'm going to lift the thumb to the sky and pause for 2 seconds. I'm going to go hand behind the back, set the shoulder, and then thumb up. It's really important the exercise is coming from up here and the muscles in between your shoulder blade, rather than cranking it from the wrist. Set the shoulder, lift the thumb. Before you go up into the hollow hold, you're going to have to crush the floor as hard as you can. So really tuck under, crush the floor, arms above the head, and we're going to lift, and then we're going to hold. You're going to try and keep your shoulder blades off, your heels off. The further back you have the arms, if the arms are all the way back here, that's going to be more difficult than if the arms are here. And then easier still is going to be that position there. So the longer I have my arms pointing back, the more difficult you'll find it through the middle of the core. For the single leg calf, all we're going to see ourselves do is drop down low, come up and level with the box, and then push up nice and high, pushing through the big toe. What's important is that as I get to the top, I don't spin out. So when we're here, focus on everything being in line, slowly back down again. There's the midpoint, go high and finish on the big toe. For bent knee calf, all we're going to do here is just drop into this position before transferring to one leg, keeping that knee angle the same. Up, come down, go below the box, the step, first stir at home, up, and push up high. So you should feel this one lower down and the other one higher up.